We're going to call this meeting to order. I'd like for the city clerk to do a roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly? Here. Justin?
Here.
Stacy?
Here.
Kelly?
Present.
Kip?
Here.
Approve the minutes for the meeting of January 13th, 2023. Can I get a motion to approve minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second. Do a roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly?
Aye.
Justin?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly? Kip?
Council, I know Council Lady Green had asked about monthly statements. You'll find those in your packets for the general fund monthly
Thank
statement
you.
of December. Next month, you'll have January. Also, I sent an email out today showing you your account balances that we currently have as of January 31st. Moving on to the Utility Commission ordinance, the second reading of it, number 2023-03. We also have Zach Creech and the chairman, Mike Bowling, here. If you guys have any questions for that, from them, they'll be glad to answer it. We talked to them the last meeting over there. I'll go ahead and get the city clerk to read that ordinance.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, ordinance number 2023-03, an ordinance recreating and reestablishing the London City Utility Commission and necessity thereof, establishing the number of commissioners, terms and conditions of appointment, and requirements of commissioners, oath of office, insurance, quorum for meetings, removal from office, duties and responsibilities of the commission, guideline, policies, budget expenses, and rate of services, water and sewer rates, and approval by council, financial authority, annual audit, employees of the commission, bidding and procurement practices, meeting dates and times, minutes of meetings, previous agreements, understandings and contracts, delegation and authority, severability, repealing prior ordinances, and effective date. Whereas the Kentucky Department of Local Government, Commonwealth of Kentucky, unilaterally and over the objection of the London Utility Commission, decided that the London Utility Commission met the qualifications of an SPGE and determined that the Utility Commission exists as such a SPGE. Now therefore, the City of London finds through its City Council does hereby reestablish the London Utility Commission, and due to other requirements of Kentucky law and the necessity for other changes in the ordinance governing the London Utility Commission, because of the Commonwealth's determination that it is a special purpose government entity. Be it therefore ordained as follows. This ordinance hereby reestablishes and to the extent necessary recreates the City of London Utility Commission of the City of London, Kentucky. General responsibilities of the London Utility Commission. The Utility Commission shall be responsible for providing a system of water and sewer to the citizens of the City of London. Although water systems other than those of this commission serve some of the citizens of London, Kentucky, it is the responsibility of the Commission to provide a system of potable water to the citizens and businesses of London, and it is the intent of the Commission to provide such services to any areas of the city that do not have water as possible, as determined by the Commission. The City Council of the City of London states that it is the mission of the Utility Commission to provide the city with water, establish and regulate public hydrants and reservoirs with and beyond the limits of the city for the extinguishment of fires and the convenience of the inhabitants, prevent the unnecessary waste of water, and to change, relocate, and establish water and sewer lines in the city when necessary. A, the Commission pursuant to KRS 96-320, membership. The Utility Commission shall be composed of 5 voting members known as commissioners to be appointed by the mayor of the City of London. 2, all members of the Commission shall own property in the area served by the Commission's waterworks and be registered voters in the county. At least 3 members of the Commission shall be residents of the City of London for at least 1 year preceding the appointment. 3, be at least 21 years of age and not have been convicted of any felony in state or federal court. 4, regardless of the above qualifications, all present commissioners shall serve their present terms of appointment. All presently appointed commissioners shall remain eligible for continued reappointment as commissioners. 5, All appointments shall be for a term of 4 years. Appointments for an unexpired term of office shall be in the same manner as an original appointment and shall be for a term of 4 years, beginning with the date of a new appointment, regardless of the length of the remaining unexpired term. 6, the commissioner shall give bond for the faithful performance of their duties in the sum of $5,000. 7, if at any time during his or her term of office, a member of the Utility Commission is elected to or appointed to any other public office, he or she shall automatically vacate their membership from the Utility Commission, and another person shall be appointed by the mayor. No city council person or mayor shall serve as a member of the London Utility Commission. No employee of the Utility Commission shall serve as a member of the Utility Commission. 8, the commissioner shall manage the water and sewer system of the city. They shall appoint a superintendent, secretary, and treasurer, and other necessary employees, and fix their salaries or pay scale. 9, the commissioner shall cause quarterly reports and project updates to be made to the city council of the operation and condition of the water and sewer systems of the commission. The commission shall provide to the city clerk for distribution to the city council and mayor quarterly expenditures and receipts of the commission. 10, the commissioner shall elect from the commissioners a person to chair all meetings and sign all documents requiring such signature as authorizing actions of the commission. The chair shall retain the right to make motions and vote on all matters. 11, each member of the commission shall take such position by taking the oath of office as provided in Section 228 of the Kentucky Constitution. 12, the commission shall provide for its own policy of insurance for its acts and omissions, property liability, and provide for health and other medical insurance, life and other insurance policies for its employees, commissioners, and property. 13, a majority of the commission shall constitute a quorum of the commission and shall act by a majority vote of those present at any meeting. 14, any member of the commission may be removed from office for cause by the mayor of the city for inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office. 15, the commission shall determine the compensation to be paid to its members not exceeding an annual salary of $6,000 per commissioner per year. The City of London shall not be liable for the payment of any compensation of any members of the Utility Commission or employee of the commission, and such compensation shall be paid solely and only out of the revenue obtained from the Utility Commission from the various utilities owned by the city pursuant to the law, and liabilities shall be so limited. The Utility Commission shall establish regular meeting dates and times, which shall be at least once per month. The commission shall meet at other times as the commission chair may designate by appropriate legal notice. The commission shall cause to be made a complete and accurate record of all meetings, which shall be subject to inspection under the Kentucky Open Records Law. The commission shall cause to be made a financial audit of its financial records each year, and a written report prepared by the auditor, who shall be an independent auditor. The Utility Commission shall employ a superintendent to carry out the Commission's day-to-day activities and policies, including but not limited to hiring and payment of Commission employees, payment of bills, following Commission's approval of same, following bidding and procurement laws of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and shall attend all Commission meetings and make any filings or reported requirement of the Utility Commission by Kentucky law. The Commission shall establish a salary to be paid to the superintendent for his services based on his or her training and experience for the general supervision and control over the acquisition, improvement, and operation of the water and sewer systems in the City of London. The superintendent shall be entitled to any and all other benefits of employment as other employees of the Commission and the London Utility Commission personnel policy. The superintendent may be removed from his position of employment upon a majority vote of the Commission for inefficiency, neglect, misfeasance, nonfeasance, or malfeasance in office. The superintendent shall have charge of all contracts subject to the approval of the Commissioners and to the extent required by law by the Mayor and City Council of the City of London. The superintendent shall employ all hourly employees of the commission. All salaried employees are subject to the approval of the commission. The superintendent shall determine employees' work schedules and otherwise fix their duties and compensation. The superintendent shall notify the commission of all new hires, retirements, resignations, all disciplinary actions, and other employment actions taken by the superintendent. Disciplinary actions may be taken by the superintendent regarding employees' poor performance of job duties and responsibilities, and all other day-to-day employment issues unless otherwise limited by state or federal law. The London Utility Commission shall be responsible for the policy and guidelines for the operation of the Utility Commission unless otherwise specified in this ordinance or otherwise prohibited by Kentucky law. Consistent with requirements of any applicable state law and this ordinance and within the limit of the funds available, therefore, all powers of the City of London to improve, operate, expand, and maintain the systems and utilities and all powers necessary and convenient thereto shall be exercised on behalf of the City Council by the London Utility Commission. Subject to the provision of applicable bonds and contracts, the Utility Commission shall determine programs and make all plans and determinations as to improvements in financial practices and may establish those rules, regulations, policies, practices, guidelines, and/or handbooks as it deems necessary or appropriate to govern the furnishing of water and sewer. However, should the London Utility Commission determine that an expansion or improvement of the present system is to be accomplished, this expansion for improvement shall not be undertaken without the approval of the City Council and/or Mayor when required by Kentucky law. The London Utility Commission shall approve an annual budget for the operation of the Utility Commission. The Utility Commission shall employ an attorney and designate payments to be paid to said attorney for its attending meetings and for representing the Commission and the superintendent in any legal work of any nature on the Commission's behalf as may be required from time to time. Such payment to be made from the Commission's operating budget. The Commission shall pay all costs and expenses in the operation of the Commission from its operating budget, including but not limited to insurance, equipment, supplies, materials, labor, and other necessary costs and expenses incurred in the normal and customary business of this nature. Pursuant to Kentucky law, in particular, KRS 96.460, the city shall pay the responsible cost and value of any water and/or sewer or other service rendered to the city by the Utility Commission. The funds so paid shall be accounted for in the same manner as other revenues of the Utility Commission. In keeping with Kentucky law, the Utility Commission shall not obligate itself beyond its own resources for any fiscal year. Any financial obligation such as, but not limited to, construction and maintenance extending beyond any fiscal year shall be approved by the City Council, giving authorization to the Mayor of the City of London or the Chair of the City of London Finance Corporation to enter into such agreements of financial obligation either with the City or by the Commission. The City, when necessary, by, through, and when needed in conjunction with the Commission, may borrow money and issue negotiable bonds in keeping with Kentucky law. Such approval shall be obtained by the Commission by a majority vote of the City Council and with the approval of the Mayor of the City of London. The Commission shall be bound to perform under the terms of any previous contracts and/or agreements made and entered into by or on behalf of the Commission that exists at the time of the enactment of this ordinance, that were entered into while the Commission existed under previous City of London ordinances. The Commissioner shall adopt a personnel policy and pay scale or pay rate for all employees and adopt an ethics policy which may be the same or different than that of the City of London at the discretion of the Commission. The Commission shall provide for payment of the Commissioners for attending meetings of the Commission. The Commission has recommended a uniform and reasonable schedule of water and sewer rates, service rates, and other charges for the orderly operation of the business of supplying water and sewer and related services to homes and businesses in London, Kentucky. By the adoption of this ordinance, the Council approves such rates. Any changes in future rates and fees shall be approved by the London City Council by ordinance or mayor. The existing water and sewer rates shall remain in effect until or unless changed by the City Council. Such rates, charges, or fees shall be maintained for public inspection during regular business hours at the Utility Commission. Cost of living adjustments based on the most recent Consumer Price Index information may be made to water and sewer rates annually by the Commission without approval of the City Council. All real estate acquired by the Utility Commission shall be acquired in the name of the City of London. However, by this ordinance, water, sewer, and other similar easements while in the name of the City of London shall be signed by the Utility Commission Superintendent on behalf of the City of London with the approval of the Commission. The Superintendent shall be responsible for the hiring of all Commission employees after providing sufficient legal notice of any job vacancies in the Utility Commission. The Utility Commission does not discriminate in its hiring practices of any person's federally or state protected rights as established by Kentucky or federal law. Individuals employed by the Commission shall be subject to employment guidelines and policies of the Utility Commission, personnel policy, which shall be enforced by the Superintendent of the Commission. All applicants for employment shall be required as a condition of employment to undergo a national and state criminal records check and clear a CAN check. A clear CAN check means a letter from the Cabinet for Health and Family Services indicating there is no final administrative finding of child abuse or neglect. The request for a criminal background check shall be on a form or through a process approved by the Justice and Public Safety Cabinet or the Administrative Office of the Courts. If the Justice Cabinet or the Administrative Office of Courts charges fees, such fees or the charges shall be at the expense of the employment applicant. Any resulting records or convictions may be used at the discretion of the superintendent in hiring or refusing to hire such applicant. The Utility Commission personnel policy shall include in its policy pay rates and scales, insurance, fringe benefits, and other terms and conditions of employment as may be deemed necessary by the Utility Commission. All salaries, wages, and other benefits for the superintendent and other employees shall be paid from the budget of the Commission. Employees of the Utility Commission shall be governed by a code of ethics adopted by the Utility Commission. The London Utility Commission shall follow all Kentucky legal requirements with regard to bidding and procurement practices. The Commission shall have the authority to advertise for, accept bids, and enter into contracts without council approval, but shall not obligate itself beyond its current fiscal year. Any authority not specifically delegated to the Utility Commission by this ordinance is specifically reserved to the mayor of the City of London, unless otherwise stated in the Kentucky Revised Statutes. Pursuant to KRS 96.200, any and all revenue generated from the operation of the water and sewer services in the city may be used only by the Commission as outlined in this ordinance. Any previous ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed. This ordinance shall become effective on the date of its publication if any section, sentence, clause, or phrase of the ordinance is held unconstitutional or otherwise invalid. Such infirmity shall not affect the validity of the remaining ordinance. First reading, second reading, publication, Randall Weddle, Mayor, Marcy J. Berry, City Clerk.
Does any of the city council members have questions for Zach or the chairman?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm not sure what you're on, the agreement or the, whatever this is replacing, what all is different from what is, from the old one to the new one?
Well, there's, most of the ordinances is fairly similar to what we have in place now. I think the biggest difference is the employment factor, or the ability for us to hire our own employees versus having to go through the city. It just adds a level of difficulty at times when you're trying to replace staff. Utility easements, the fact that we would be in charge of, or in charge of that for the city on their behalf, collecting those, helps make that a little bit more of an efficient process. Council members, I think that's one of the, that was actually a KRS compliance matter where we can't have individuals who have taken the oath for two separate boards be sit on two boards individually. And then also the, I think this ordinance does cover the city being treated as a customer. And I think that's part of the transparency initiative that the mayor is in support of. And I feel that, each customer should be treated independently regardless of department. But those are the primary differences in the ordinance, but there are, some subtle differences. The majority of the way we operate is outlined in this ordinances. Compared to what we've done for the past, say, 10 years or so, this ordinance is much more in line with that than what the current ordinance is.
Thank you,
Okay.
Zach.
I wasn't sure, I was just curious.
So you're happy with the way it's been written? Everything is,
I think we are. The commission did have input initially in December, and I think that the input that was added has helped sort of, make that something that's going to apply to us in effective manner.
Is there any difference in the way your commissioners are appointed on this ordinance compared to the previous ordinance?
The only difference would be the presented ordinance states that the mayor has the authority to appoint commissioners. I think the existing ordinance does say the mayor recommends to the city council. I think that's the only difference.
Is it the same for removals?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay. I did want to point out one thing. I think this is the first reading.
That's true.
It says second reading on the thing, but
No,
I think
this
we
is
tabled
not-
it twice, according to the minutes. I didn't want to cause it to not be valid if it gets voted in.
So
I'm
clarify
not trying to
that.
stop the voting, I'm just wanting to make,
Marcy, is this the first or second reading?
It'll be the first reading, it's a
Okay.
typo on the agenda.
I thought it might have been just a typo, I don't know.
All right, let's move for a vote. Approval of the first reading for the City Utility Commission. I made a motion to approve. Kip? Can I get a second motion?
Second.
Kelly? Do a roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Is this for the
Yeah,
vote?
I'm going to tell them all this.
No.
Kelly?
yes.
Zach, do you want to give council an update on where you guys are? We'll start that off this month and let them hear what you guys have got planned. Just a brief thing and we'll move on.
Yep, yeah, just, I guess we can start with existing projects we have in place. We currently have a water treatment facility project upgrade that is under additional water review. We expect to have the results back from that within the next few weeks. Once that's approved, we can begin to advertise for that project. That will expand our current water treatment facility and upgrade a lot of the components for the treatment there. In addition, we have some upcoming Highway 192 expansion project with the Kentucky Department of Transportation. It's going to be some relocations of major utility sectors that we serve. Also, US 25, the expansion project from the state Highway Department is also going to be a large relocation project for us. We anticipate both of those projects somewhere in between, and those are reimbursement projects to us from the state. They're going to land somewhere between $11 and $12 million to relocate all those current infrastructure in those areas. We also have a multitude of galvanized line replacement projects in the works. We have 8,000 feet of galvanized line in our system remaining, and for public health reasons, we've been aggressively replacing those over the past several years. We anticipate having those completely removed from the entire public sector within the next year to year and few months. So those are the the major internal projects. We have a lot of small projects throughout the year, but overall things are going well. So
Thank you, Zach. We'll move on to the second reading of ordinance number 2023-10. It's the amending of the nepotism definition and employment. The city clerk council had approved just reading the immediate changes to this one. Are you guys still in agreement to that?
That sounds great, yes.
Okay,
Please.
go ahead.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, ordinance number 2023-10. An ordinance amending ordinance number 2022-05 by amending nepotism definition and employment, declaring use of public time, funds, personnel, equipment, property for private gain, unethical behavior, disclosure of confidential information, unethical influence prohibited, notice of family relationship, removal of ethics board member, insurance, chair duties, conflicts of interest, open meetings and open records, application referrals to county attorney, Commonwealth attorney, or Kentucky Attorney General, assistance of law enforcement, lien for benefit gained, effective date. Whereas this ordinance is intended to give greater clarity to the Code of Ethics and amendment thereof by addition or deletion, we have realized a failure in the previous ordinance to consider a practical social fact that many children follow their parents' footsteps and vocation in life. This often occurs in police and fire employees' families. While nepotism may arise in these situations, we have taken care in this ordinance to allow employment of family members in employees' families, but at the same time prevent nepotism. We are also adding standards of conduct expected of city officers and city employees, including commissions and board members. For all of these and other reasons, be it therefore ordained by the City of London, Kentucky as follows. City agency or city department as used in this ordinance means any board or commission or their committees or subcommittees appointed by a board or commission that was created by the city by ordinance. Family member as used in this ordinance unless otherwise stated is defined as spouse, including a former spouse, child, stepchild, parent, step-parent, grandparent, grandchild, brother, sister, father-in-law or mother-in-law, brother-in-law or sister-in-law or son-in-law or daughter-in-law, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, first cousin, or any other person living in the same household, residing in an individual's household, or a person claimed by the individual or the individual's spouse as a dependent for tax purposes. Officer 12, any person who occupies a non-elected office created under KRS 83A-080 or any other non-elected office of the city. Nepotism is the practice of favoritism towards a relative by one who has the authority to grant favors. Standards of conduct. B. No city officer or employee shall practice nepotism as defined in this ordinance or otherwise use or attempt to use their official position to secure unwarranted privileges or advantages for themselves or a family member. C. No employee or officer shall use any public time, funds, personnel, equipment, or other personal or real property for his or her private gain or for the private gain of any other person except to the extent such are lawfully available to the public. D. No officer or employee shall use or disclose confidential information which by law or policy is not available to the public concerning the property, governing operations, policies, or affairs of the city, except as required by state or federal law or by court order or lawful subpoena. Nor shall such officer or employee use or disclose confidential information acquired in his or her office or employment capacity to advance the financial or personal interest of himself, herself, or any other person. Any information shall be deemed confidential if it is not subject to disclosure in accordance with the Kentucky Open Records Act, KRS 61872 to 61884. At the time of its disclosure or which is a part of a meeting that occurs under the exceptions of the Open Meetings Act, KRS 61810, unless otherwise stated by statute or city ordinance at the time of its disclosure. C. No city officer or employee shall act in their official capacity in any matter where such person, a member of their family, or a business organization in which they have an interest as a direct or indirect financial or personal involvement that might reasonably be expected to impair their objectivity or independence of judgment, except as otherwise provided herein in employment circumstances. Page 5, nepotism. No city officer or employee shall hire his or her spouse or any other person living or residing in his or her household or any other person claimed by the officer, employee, or spouse as a dependent for tax purposes to any position of employment with the city. Except for the limitations of the preceding statement, nothing contained in this ordinance shall prevent or prohibit other members of a city officer or employee from holding a position of employment or a non-elected city office, or prevent the promotion or transfer of a city employee to a position of employment or to a non-elected city office. However, no officer or employee shall otherwise exercise any authority or influence or attempt to influence his or her family member's advancement in employment by way of promotion or transfer, nor attempt to gain an advantage for his or her family member's ability to contract with the city or influence the performance of a family member's contract with the city. C, it is recognized that the mayor of the city of London must approve all employment advancements, promotions, and transfers in the city, but must have knowledge of family relationships addressed in this ordinance. D, any present officer or employee whose family member has applied for employment or advancement or promotion in employment shall notify the mayor at the time of the application for employment. Any applicant for employment or appointed position shall also notify the mayor in writing that his or her family member is presently employed by the city. Board of Ethics. A Board of Ethics was previously created by city ordinance. B, no member of the Board of Ethics shall be a city officer or a city employee of the city or any city board, commission, or agency. C, a member of the Board of Ethics may be removed by the mayor for misconduct, inability, willful neglect of duties, or a violation of this ordinance, or upon recommendation by a majority of the Board of Ethics, supported by written reasons for such recommendations, subject to the approval of the City Council. E, subject to approval of the mayor and the availability of funding from the City Council, the Board of Ethics may be provided legal counsel that the city shall be responsible for such attorney fees. F, the city shall provide a policy of liability insurance for the members of the Board of Ethics in the faithful performance of their duties and responsibilities pursuant to this ordinance. G, the chairperson shall conduct all meetings of the Board of Ethics and maintain order at such meetings. The chairperson may obtain city police presence at any meetings deemed necessary by the chair. H, other than the chairperson, no member of the board shall have any authority to act on behalf of the board unless authorized by the board. K, any member of the Board of Ethics who has a conflict of interest with respect to any matter to be considered by the board shall disclose the nature of the conflict, shall disqualify himself or herself from voting on the matter, and shall not be counted for such purposes of establishing a quorum, and shall remove themselves from such portion of the meeting until such discussion of the matter is completed. Powers and duties of the Board of Ethics. C, Kentucky Open Meetings Law generally, KRS 61800 to 61850, Kentucky Open Records Law generally, KRS 61872 to KRS 61884. D, to refer any information concerning violations of this ordinance to the mayor, the city council, code enforcement board, county attorney, Commonwealth attorney, Kentucky attorney general, or other appropriate persons or bodies as is necessary. J, the board may enact any rules necessary in the performance of its duties and responsibilities, except as otherwise stated herein. Filing and investigation of complaints. A, complaint forms shall be made available on the City of London website and at the office of the City of London City Clerk. The complaint shall be in writing, sworn to by the complainant in the presence of a notary public. The board shall forward a copy of the sworn complaint within 10 working days to any officer or employee of the city or city agency who is the subject of the complaint. 1, the board may provide information to the Commonwealth attorney, county attorney, or the Kentucky attorney general. 2, if the complainant or alleged violator or their counsel publicly disclose the existence of the preliminary inquiry, the board may publicly confirm the existence of the inquiry. D, if the board also finds or believes that the allegations of the complaint may also constitute a crime and the referral is made to the Commonwealth attorney, county attorney, or Kentucky attorney general, such does not prevent the board from exercising jurisdiction of the matter inasmuch as the same may also be unethical behavior and a violation of this ordinance. F, the board may also notify the county attorney, Commonwealth attorney, or Kentucky Attorney General and mayor of any person who knowingly files with the board a false complaint. Notice of hearings. The board chair may seek the assistance of law enforcement for the timely delivery of all documents under the terms of this ordinance. Hearing procedure. 3, in writing may recommend to the mayor or city council that the violator be sanctioned as recommended by the board, which may include a recommendation of sanction, including but not limited to dismissal or removal from office. Nothing contained herein shall prevent the mayor or city council from taking additional action regarding the employee or officer. 5, refer its findings and all evidence of suspected criminal violations to the county attorney or Commonwealth attorney of Laurel County or Kentucky Attorney General. Appeals. The appeal of such is limited to the record made at the hearing of the matter. Advisory opinions. The Board of Ethics may, but is not required to render advisory opinions. C, the board may adopt rules and regulations consistent with the Kentucky Open Records Law. Fines. A, the city may file a lien against any property owned by the offender stating the full amount of the forfeiture and in compliance with other provisions of Kentucky law. Effective date. This ordinance shall be in full force and become effective immediately upon publication. Brenda Weddle, Mayor. Marcy J. Berry, City Clerk.
Second reading is completed. I'd like a motion to approve the second reading.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Roll call.
Bonnie.
Yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Justin.
No.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
No.
Yes.
Kip.
Findings, facts regarding the public way in the city of London, property owned by SLC Solutions. I think we have Jason O'Bannon here, and Larry's going to discuss this matter.
This is the first time I think most of you have considered closing a public way or a public street. This was became a public street only because it was on a subdivision plat that was recorded in 1940. The plat itself indicates that it was because the lots were going to be sold. It was never developed as a subdivision, as you all know. One of the persons who owned the property later built a building across this street that was laid out in the plat. So no public funds were ever spent in developing this. It just existed there on a subdivision plat. This created a problem for the people who now own it, this SLC Solutions. I understand the lending institution would not loan money unless this was corrected. So that's why this is being presented to you. To do this, it's kind of a two-step process. Once you have to make findings of fact, which each of you have, that sets out most all of this, and then pass the ordinance. All of the property that surrounds this portion of the street that was proposed to be a street is owned by SLC Solutions, LLC, and one of the partners is Curtis O'Bannon, who's here, and he can give you more details about this if you need it. Jason, I'm sorry, I said Curtis. Jason, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all have any other questions?
Then we just need council to approve the request to close a portion of that public passway.
We have to
Yes.
sign off on it.
Yes, the city clerk will circulate the original of the findings, and then the next part, if y'all are in agreement, would be an ordinance. This would be the first reading, and I've prepared a very short summary. If you're in agreement, the city clerk can read the summary.
Do they need to have a motion to approve the findings of fact first? to sign?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second,
I can second that.
do a roll call.
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kip.
Yes.
We will proceed to the first reading of ordinance number 2023-12. This will be a summary.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, a summary of ordinance number 2023-12 entitled, "An Ordinance Closing a Portion of an Undeveloped Unnamed Street in the City of London Located on Property Owned by SLC Solutions, LLC."
Can we get, go ahead, sorry.
This summary is prepared pursuant to KRS 83A0604 as a correct summary of ordinance number 2023-12. The ordinance recognizes findings of fact made by the City Council and that the City of London has been requested by the sole property owner in and abutting the portion of an undeveloped named street as described in the ordinance. This street runs perpendicular with the US 25 South Main Street and South Dixie Street. This summary will be effective upon publication of the ordinance.
I move to accept this order.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Approved. Roll call.
Yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kip.
We need to sign this.
I'll get you an
She's
original.
gonna bring, she got
I'll
it
get you
set.
an original.
Next is the resolution of the City of London, the annexation of the State Highway 229 and State Route 1006.
Just skip it over and Chuck. Bill.
No, if they have any questions
Okay.
after I get done telling them. We do have Chuck Phelps here to talk about any of the annexations. Curtis,
We're not getting our names right.
if you got any questions regarding any of this, he'll be glad to answer any of your questions. But this is something that we've previously had talked about, annexing the 229 and 1006. Does she need to read this resolution?
You all have, if, you probably want a motion and a vote to approve it. You all have a copy of it.
Yeah,
This is the first step you all.
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen, I guess
Has it
everybody's read them.
changed
I've
any
read
since the
No, it's not.
presentation?
Anything's
the
changed
maps
since
that we showed?
the beginning of the discussions, yeah. So we just needed a motion to accept the resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second.
roll call.
Donnie.
Yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kip.
This is the ordinance for it, right? You get a summary?
So, what's the next step in this?
This is going to be the actual, he's going to read the summary. You got a summary and then the actual ordinance.
Okay.
This is going to be the first reading of the ordinance of annexing the State Route 229 and State Route 1006. We'll have the clerk read the summary.
I hate to interrupt, but I have to leave right now. I gotta go to South Laurel for 8th grade night for my daughter.
Okay.
So I hate to have to cut out, but if I don't, I'll be sleeping outside the doghouse tonight, so.
After the second reading.
Okay, stay safe.
Yeah, yeah. After the second reading.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, summary of ordinance number 2023-13 entitled Intent to Annex an Area of Property in the Right-of-Way of Portions of Kentucky State Route 229 and portions of State Route 1006. This summary is prepared by City Attorney Larry G. Bryson, who is certified to practice law in this Commonwealth. This ordinance is described in 3 tracts. All of the survey descriptions are described in directional degrees, minutes, seconds, and feet. All roadways are state routes. Only roadway areas are being annexed in this ordinance. Tract 1 begins at present city ordinance 2017-12, corner of SR 229 to existing city boundary described in CO 984, then back to and following SR 229. The entire area of 229 roadway being annexed is 17.34 acres.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, they're saying they can't hear you.
Do you want me to start over?
Yes. Yes.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, summary of ordinance number 2023-13 entitled Intent to Annex an Area of Property in the Right-of-Way of Portions of Kentucky 229 and portions of 1006. This summary is prepared by City Attorney Larry G. Bryson, who is certified to practice law in this Commonwealth. This ordinance is described in 3 tracts. All of the survey descriptions are described in directional degrees, minutes, seconds, and feet. All roadways are state routes. Only roadways areas are being annexed in this ordinance. Tract 1 begins at the present city ordinance 2017-12, corner of SR 229 to existing city boundary described in CO 984, then back to and following SR 229. The entire area of 229 roadway being annexed is 17.384 acres. Tract 2 begins at the present city limits of SR 1006 as described in CO 984 and following 1006 to the existing city limits. Then with SR 1006 to boundary described in CO 984, then following 1006 again. The entire area of SR 1006 being annexed is 8.064 acres. Tract 3 begins at a corner of present CO 984 with a point common to 1006 and US 25 South Laurel Road, then south with 1006, then back to existing city limits described in CO 984. Then with the city limits description in CO 984, then crossing 1006 with description in CO 984, the entire area of this roadway being annexed is 14.281 acres. A more detailed description and maps reflecting the areas being annexed and the full text of the ordinance are available for review at the office of the London City Clerk during normal business hours. This ordinance will become effective upon publication of this summary.
Does anybody have any questions for him regarding this? This is something we talked about prior.
So the surveys are completed?
Yes.
They're done.
He's got
Thank you.
maps and
I mean, it'd be nice if
survey
you could show them,
descriptions.
maybe show the maps again for the folks that weren't here the first time, so they know what we're talking about. Or you could maybe explain it to them, or just so we know.
Right there, guys. If you'll look there, that's what we're talking about, going into Levi Jackson and then coming over around the airport. He has it highlighted. Just the roadways.
So that gives people the opportunity to annex if
That
they
is
choose to,
correct.
correct?
Uh-huh.
That's the purpose of this.
If
Right.
you have no questions, we'll move to approve the first reading of this annexation.
Make
Can I
a
get-
motion to approve.
Second,
I'll second that.
roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly? Kip?
Yes. Did you vote? I
What did you say?
can't hear that.
Moving on to the next thing on the agenda is the resolution of the City of London. This is East Step Energy LLC annexation. This is the resolution. We'll get the city clerk to read this. Do you want to?
Yeah, you want a motion and a second. You all have the resolution.
You just have this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
This is off of US 25E. They're wanting to come into the city limits. So they've requested it.
This is, yeah, that's our first request
Yes,
for the South London.
that is correct.
Other than the large tract that was
Right,
annexed.
well,
Yes.
that we actually annexed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we can get approval for the resolution, need a
I'll make
first.
a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Roll call?
Holly,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
So to be clear, this is the first
No
person
summary?
on the Corbin Annex, correct?
South London.
I'm sorry.
South, this is the first person that's chose to annex
Yes.
Yes.
in the Corbin
South
area,
London.
or that,
Yes,
or the South London exit,
Yes.
annex, I should say.
that's right. We hope
Forgive
to
me for
have
that.
more.
Forgive me for that, I didn't say that.
This will be the first reading of ordinance number 2023-14. This is the annexation ordinance for that property.
Commonwealth of Kentucky, City of London, ordinance number 2023-14. An ordinance of intent to annex an area of property on the north side of US 25E, which is private property owned by ESTEP Energy LLC. Be it ordained by the City of London as follows. Whereas the City of London has, one, determined that the area hereinafter described is desirable to be annexed, the same being in an unincorporated area accurately described below and accurately depicted on an annexation map prepared by a Kentucky licensed surveyor dated April 2nd, 2021, which is incorporated herein by reference as Exhibit A, and is adjacent and or contiguous to the pre-existing boundaries of the City of London as established by ordinance number 2020-17. This matter is before the City Council of the City of London pursuant to a request by ESTEP Energy LLC, a certain real property described in the attached deed below to be annexed into the corporate city limits of the City of London. 3, the City Council finds that this annexation is a voluntary annexation being considered at the February 6, 2023 council meeting, and the request and irrevocable written consent of the private property owner, ESTEP Energy LLC, being the sole owner of the property described herein. 4, as evidenced by the description below, this property is contiguous to the existing boundary of the City of London as established by City Ordinance number 2020-17. 5, the City Council, in compliance with KRS 81A 410-1B, finds the entire territory to be annexed by reason of population density, commercial, industrial, institutional, or governmental use of land or subdivision of land is urban in character or suitable for development for urban purposes without unreasonable delay. 6, the City Council, based on the annexation map, finds that the private property territory owned by ESTEP Energy LLC to be annexed is near the intersection of US 25 and I-75 on the north side of US 25 East. 7, the City Council, based on the annexation map, finds no part of the territory to be annexed to be in an agricultural district as the term is used in KRS 262-850. 8, the City Council, based on documents and correspondence of records, finds the territory proposed to be annexed has access to services of multiple utilities and is presently being used as commercial property. 9, the City Council, based on the annexation map and photographic evidence of record, finds there are no homes in the areas to be annexed. 10, the City Council finds there is no electrical substation in the area to be annexed. 11, the City Council finds there are no residential homes in the area to be annexed. 12, the City Council, based on the annexation map and photographic evidence of record, finds ESTEP Energy LLC parcel adjoins and is contiguous to the present City of London boundaries. The City Council, based on the annexation map and photographic evidence of record, finds there are commercial businesses both within and operating on properties both on and in the vicinity of the territory to be annexed. 14, the City Council, based on the annexation map and photographic evidence of record, finds there are numerous businesses and commercial properties adjacent to or in the vicinity of the territory proposed to be annexed, but that those properties are already a part of the city limits of the City of London, all evidencing urban character or development in the vicinity. 15, the City Council has reviewed a map prepared by Kentucky Surveys, Inc., reflecting the present boundaries of the City of London and the location of this property. 16, the City Council further finds that all of the foregoing adjudicated facts support annexation of the subject territory being in compliance with KRS 81A 410-1 as being urban in character or suitable for urban development purposes without unreasonable delay. 17, the city council is aware of no evidence to indicate utility infrastructure owned by another city is in the territory proposed for annexation. This property is not in any other boundary of an incorporated city. All of these above findings are in keeping with KRS 81A 410 and KRS 81A 412, another applicable Kentucky law. For such reasons, be it ordained by the City of London, Kentucky as follows. 1. The highway right-of-way property and other section of property owned by East Step Energy LLC and described below is intended to be annexed into the City of London with all appropriate notice provided in compliance with KRS 81A 425. Said notice shall be sent to East Step Energy LLC, whose property is proposed to be annexed by first-class mail no later than 14 days prior to the meeting at which the ordinance proposing the annexation shall receive its second reading per KRS 81A 425. The city clerk shall certify that the notice was sent to East Step Energy LLC. Such certified notice shall be made a part of the official record of the meeting at which the ordinance proposing the annexation receives its second reading. Said notice shall include the date, time, and location of the meeting at which the proposed ordinance shall receive its second reading and a copy of the proposed ordinance. However, such notice is a courtesy in that such property owner has provided an irrevocable consent to annexation, and thus no further notice is required as expressly recognized in KRS 81A 425-5. 3. The property to be annexed is more particularly described on the attached and incorporated Exhibit A. This intent to annex ordinance shall become effective immediately upon publication. Randall Whittle, Mayor, Marcy J. Berry, City Clerk.
Is it okay that
Make a motion to approve the first reading.
I was just going to make it clear to people that this is the gas station called the Pit Stop? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
In Corbin, okay. I think they're struggling still to hear.
It's in South London,
Yeah.
it's not in Corbin.
Okay. Motion approved.
First.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm just kidding,
Okay.
man, I'm joking with you.
I don't think anybody can hear.
They can't, I can't, I thought I just hard to hear.
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't ask me. Yes, for me too. Just get me.
Next, we have Cloud Aerial Photography by John Cloud. He's here to want to talk to council tonight.
Before we get started, I believe that each of you had actually received a packet at from the office. Mid-month, last month. I have each one. This actually has, these are actually just the blown up images of the smaller image that was within those packets. Just because it was making it harder to kind of see as far as that smaller images, so I kind of blew them up now. So we made the bigger image that you have there on the last page.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get you the me since he's not here. But basically what I'm proposing is that, because I'm a registered drone pilot, licensed drone pilot here within actually for the whole entire state. I have been hired a few times by the city to do some of our events that we have, the Chicken Festival, the drone show that we actually had at the end of the year and whatnot. And this is what kind of brought this on, is that as I was actually in flight, taking drone pictures of the drone show, there's also another pilot who was also flying. Didn't know there was going to be another pilot down there as well, and almost caused a mid-air collision over a couple people, which could have been absolutely disastrous. And we all fall, this whole city almost falls within a Class E airspace, which is regulated by the federal government, obviously, by the FAA. What I'm proposing is what was in those packets is actually just some signs that you put up around city limits that states that. That states that you're in Class E airspace, failure to comply or without getting authorization is what's a Class D, I think it's Class D misdemeanor or felony, which is, a fine in general, but it's a Class A misdemeanor punishable by 90 days or 12 months in jail and up to $500. Of course, obviously, this is something that has to be regulated by the federal government. It's not something that local law enforcement can actually force to do. It's all regulated by them. But these signs put up in these certain spots and locations actually educates the person who's actually flying these drones, whether it be for recreational use or commercial use, that, hey, you're in airspace, you need to get authorization before you fly these things. And also, the person who's hiring the pilot for the event
we'll be able to let them know there's more than one pilot that's flying here so that we're aware of what's going on. Those lists that I have actually given you shows all the different spots. The first image that was on those signs are actually provided by the FAA. That's a free download PDF template. It shows like it's a no-fly zone basically. And all that means is that if you use those signs, is that you can't take off and land from that spot where the sign is posted at. Now, that doesn't mean if it's posted here or near this building, there's a sign out front, that I can't take off from across the street and walk over with it while it's in the air. So those I'm not a fan of. And that's the reason why I give the second option, that one that we had created. And I've actually already been in talks with Mr. Moore and Mr. Gates, Public Works. And they have agreed that they will make these signs at absolutely no charge to the city. They actually recycle their old signs. And if we can get the okay from council, then we'll get these signs placed up around these other spots, city parks. Some here on Main Street. Obviously, we have to keep them off the street or off that street of Main Street because it's the highway. But in those pictures that I provided with you, kind of shows where those signs will be placed at. Again, for example, at the fairgrounds, there's a lot of events happening at the fairgrounds. There's scenes, we have softball, there's baseball there, there's just a whole mess of events.
Actually, it's not either one of those anymore, but
Yeah. It's a zero-fly zone.
Maybe
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
none whatsoever. And we need actual approval for it. And it's just the knowledge of it, educating on what it is what I think we should consider.
If council's considering this is something that we can create an ordinance or an order and bring it before you in March, have another month to discuss this.
I like your idea. I mean, it sounds
I
much
would like
safer.
more.
So
Okay.
clarify, the cost is zero.
Okay.
The cost is zero, and I've already talked, like I said, I've talked with the Public Works Department. They have got extra signs. He actually give me one so I can use measurements off of it to make sure that we can create one that's gonna fit with the signs that they have left over, so that it's not costing anybody anything. And the smaller portion of those at the bottom can be edited to whatever needs to be said.
Mhm.
And I actually have called and got an estimate on what those would cost, because they're kind of smaller print. So to actually final cut those would take a lot of time, and I don't want to take up anybody's time doing this, is the thing. So I've actually got an estimate on it, I think it was $93. My company will pay for that, if you all agree to have it done.
I appreciate you taking this
That's fine.
initiative, yeah. Because it's
So
things
what's
we
your
don't think
company?
of.
What do you do?
Aerial imaging, it's
Okay.
aerial photography, company. I do a lot of real estate photography, inspections, roof inspections. It's with the drone, it's limitless, and there's really no limit to it.
So you've got a license to fly a drone. Does everybody in the state of Kentucky have to have a license to fly a drone? I've got a drone. I fly it all the time.
You better go get your license,
You
bro.
won't be now.
You told that on Facebook.
I'm in on it.
Facebook Live.
Fly a recreational flyer.
Yeah.
But if you ever use it and say if you take some images of downtown for their events and they have to pay for doing it, then you're considered commercial and without your license, you're now under federal regulation of violating it. But, no.
I was just trying to understand.
We ain't gonna turn you in, man.
No. But too, there was a second part I go with.
Yeah, what you're proposing is an ordinance.
No. What
No.
I'm proposing is that these signs be made placed around city limits that's within this airspace.
Within the airspace.
Yeah, within
The-
city limits, that's covered by the airspace. The last picture that I had given you in the packet I just handed out, it shows the limits that are within our city. You can kind of see the limit that's on there.
Who regulates that?
The FAA does. That's why I'm not really proposing an ordinance, because it's regulated by them, not by the city.
Why do we need to do anything?
Well, let me ask you this.
If the federal government
Right.
regulates,
Well, because the state also has regulations for it too.
okay, state and the Fed,
Yes.
why do we do anything?
Well, let's say you don't. Let's say we don't do it, right?
Yeah.
And something like I described happened during the drone show.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, right?
Were they both, you're licensed?
No, I'm
Was-
licensed, yeah.
Yeah, was the drone show licensed?
They were licensed. It wasn't them that I had that. It was
So
them.
that's two commercials
Yes.
that are both licensed,
Yes.
that almost collided.
No.
No.
I thought you described it.
No, I'm sorry if it come across that way. There was another person have no idea who you
A
are.
third person.
Right, and I've actually seen that multiple times, is that other drones be flying while I'm mid-air doing something for the city.
Oh,
I have no
I see.
idea that they're in there, I have no idea that they're there.
Yeah.
And odds are the person, and no offense to them, I encourage you, like I said, I encourage you, if you want to fly a drone, get a drone, fly it, do it.
Yeah.
But be educated on it, you know, understand the rules, the laws, and limits of where you're at. That's all. Like with House Bill 540, I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but part of it actually states that it prohibits the reckless operation of drones in a way that proposes significant danger of physical harm or property damage. That would have been the case that night if I actually had not been trained to know what I need to look for and how my stuff was set up to do so.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that having these signs up actually will help people physically see, hey, why I'm in this, now I'm doing this, it basically says no, you know, no fly without authorization. And it'll kind of help educate, whether we people still do it, probably, yeah. I mean, you can't stop everybody from doing nothing, and that's not really my intent, is to stop anybody, it's to educate them further, to help protect us with it.
I'd ask council to give us till March to look over the information and become more familiar with what he's talking about, because a lot of us don't know anything about it.
You're wanting to put up signs, that's what you're asking for permission to put up signs. Is a municipal order enough?
I don't know that there's, what will the sign say?
Actually, I don't know if you, I think.
So this is about liability, correct?
Yeah, I got a copy of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, there's pictures of it. No, it's not on here, is it? No.
Through
How
that
about a
packet,
sign
he
that
gave us,
says
there's
Lowe's
three
take
signs.
Actually,
Blind.
FAA gives you a copy of it.
Not
that you can
blind,
give
toward the
for free.
back.
This means you can't land off protected
Yeah.
area, that kind of thing. So the ones that I've actually talked to Mr. Getty over, and
Such as that.
it's crazy things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Doesn't say they can't.
No, that's not a big
We
deal.
don't need a sign or anything.
Can you give a copy of this to the city clerk, and she can get a copy to
She can get it
everyone?
sent
I think
out to
everybody
them.
should have a copy. I dropped it off in City Hall in the middle of West.
Okay.
But if they don't, I can get another one if need be, yeah,
You
absolutely.
have,
Everybody should have a copy of the sign, and
I got a copy.
we'll talk about it in March if you guys want to proceed
Yeah, we-
forward with it.
So you
Yeah, I
need
agree with that. We can
permission
table it.
for liability reasons.
Basically just
That
permission
was
to put these up
basically-
in the areas that's described in that packet that I delivered. And if it's okay, we do receive the okay to do so, and everything else is already, I've talked to the airport, I've talked to people who'd be making the signs. It would cost nothing to do, just get the okay to do so.
yeah.
Okay.
Can that be done verbally in the next meeting?
I'm sorry.
If we just vote to give you permission, is that enough?
I
And later at the next meeting?
think y'all wanted to stay.
Yeah, I know we're gonna pass it, but I just
Yeah.
didn't know if that was enough.
Well, no, I don't know.
You
I mean,
can
I'm asking,
do this by municipal order.
Yeah,
so we could have some, if you decide to, we could have
just need
some.
it.
Okay.
That'll give you a month to look into it.
Yeah.
And see what you need to do. Thank you, Mr. Cloud. London's Children's Museum is next. They're up. They want to talk to you guys about what they're doing.
Thank you, council members, for having us. If you want to turn your attention back here to the back. My name is James Hendricks. This is my wife, Mary Ann, and we have 4 kids, and we recently decided to start a business. One of the things that we've ran into time and time again is when we want to try to find something for our kids to do that's fun, that's not hard to find. But we try to combine that with educational, that's very difficult to find, especially in this area. We have 2 places that we like to go to. That's the Explorium in Lexington, Kentucky, and the Muse in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's difficult sometimes for people of London, especially the younger kids, to find those funds and things to make that day trip to London or to Lexington or Knoxville. So our goal here is to create, to open a business in London that is going to be a children's museum that's going to give our kids an opportunity to become more engaged in the learning process and their development. So go ahead to the next slide, please. Just go ahead to the next slide, too. Our mission statement is to foster a love of learning and exploration in children by providing a fun and interactive environment where they can discover the world around them. Let's go to the next one, please. We're currently looking into Center Target shops. We have that lease. We're still finalizing everything right now, but there's a 5,200 square feet portion of the Center Target shops that we're looking to go in and plan on opening July 1st, 2023. The next slide, please. So these are some of the things that we're wanting to do within the museum. So this is kind of a mini doctor's office that the kids will be able to go in and put on the white coats and kind of get the experience of what healthcare providers do. The way that we're going about these exhibits is we're trying to get local businesses on board to sponsor and kind of reserve the naming rights for these. This exhibit specifically has already been sponsored and reserved for Advent Health. They're on board with that one. Next slide, please. This is a magnetic wall. It's a way for children to kind of understand, if you ever did the Rube Goldberg machine in science class, kind of understand how gravity and physics work. We plan to have a couple of these. Next slide, please. This is a fresh market where kids will learn about agriculture and farming and making healthy food choices. We actually just got a phone call this afternoon, and London Women's Care is going to be sponsoring this exhibit. Next one. This is our music room. We might call Melody Makers. That is a pipe organ made of PVC pipes. The kids can beat on it and bang on it and learn about sound and music and things like that. Next slide, please. This is something called The Power of Air. This is a fascinating forced air exhibit that kids put scarves in and they go through the tubes and fly out, and it helps the kids learn about forced air, the science of air, and how it can be harnessed to accomplish various tasks. Next slide. Light up sensory. This is a sensory table that lights up, allows the kids to interact with manipulatives and see how light changes and how transparent items work and things like that. Next slide. Wind tunnels. We're going to have wind tunnels that will also kind of serve the same purpose, where they can experiment with different objects and materials, see how they're affected by wind. Next slide, please. This is going to be a dark room that is going to have a giant light bright. It's going to have some augmented reality things that are going to allow the kids to just work with light and illumination and kind of see how, changing the colorful patterns and things like that. We'll see what they can come up with, see what they can create. Next slide. We're going to have a book nook, which is kind of an area for those who, might be overstimulated or might have something that they're not, not too much into the more manipulative hands-on stuff. This will give them an opportunity to just relax, pick a book, and just lay back and kind of get away from the noise for a minute. Next slide. This is a water table, which we're super excited about. The water is constantly flowing. It allows the kids to play. They can play in the water. They can take the little fishing poles on the side and catch the water. We're kind of using this one for an opportunity to talk about the water, the river life, and things like that we have in southern and eastern Kentucky. Next slide. This is our electric circuitry exhibit. This exhibit particularly allows children to create circuits on the table in front of them to turn on things like lights and fans and noise makers and things like that to kind of give them an idea of how circuits work. Next slide, please. We'll have a role play realm. It's an interactive exhibit which allows the kids to just dress up and make believe and do what they want and create and discover and play and just enjoy themselves. Next slide, please. Bubble Bonanza is an exhibit that we're also wanting. This is just an opportunity for the kids to create their own bubble exhibits. We're going to have a bubble table where they can experiment with different wand shapes, solutions, and techniques. Next slide, please. We're anticipating having a planetarium. We're in the talks right now with a company on getting one. This is going to be an interactive exhibit that the kids can go in and sit down and check out constellations, check out different aspects of the sky and space. Next slide, please. So what we're also wanting to do with this is, because a lot of the exhibits that we're going to have are going to be permanent fixtures, but we want to keep it fresh. So there are a lot of potential for rotating exhibits, which we do expect to rotate probably in the first year every 6 months, and then after that maybe every 3 to 4 months. We're going to rotate those exhibits, and those are just a couple ideas if you just want to scan through a couple of those. The Sounds of Baseball. This is the science of baseball. This is one of my favorites because I'm a baseball fan. If you go to the next slide, you'll see PBS Kids Dinosaur Train. This is a themed traveling exhibit that we want to bring to, at some point, to the museum. We really don't want this to be something to do for people. We want this to be a destination. With the location being, we're almost halfway between here and Lexington, or in the middle point between Lexington and Knoxville. There's nothing going west until you get to Bowling Green. and there's nothing going to east. Hazard has the Challenger Museum, but other than that, there's no children's museums in this area. So we really feel like this is going to be a regional opportunity. We really feel like this is going to be kind of a destination for southern and southeastern Kentucky.
It'll have to be a regional for it to be sustainable.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and we've completely thought about that, absolutely. What we're looking for today, you can go on to the next one, please. There's a Paw Patrol one, you can go on to the next one. So we have several of the exhibits already pending. We have the doctor's office exhibit area, which is already sponsored, the fresh market area. We didn't have a chance to update this PowerPoint before we sent it over, but that one's sponsored as well. We have a couple others in the works that we have local businesses on that are going to sponsor these. We just got to finalize some details. But what we're looking for from the City Council is, one, we would hope that the City Council would use maybe their social media presence and their publicity in order to promote and help us get the word out there. We'd like to formally invite Mayor Weddle to cut the tape whenever we open on July 1st. And then we'd also, if you could go to the next slide, please, we're also asking for a sustaining partner sponsorship from the City Council in the amount of $25,000. Now, that is going to enable us to finish the interior construction, and that is going to lessen the burden of the operating costs for the first couple of months, especially in terms of paying down deposits and first month's rent and things like that. We really feel like this is a great opportunity for London and for Laurel County and for Southern Kentucky. For that sustaining partnership, we can put, and we will put, the logo, City of London logo, in the lobby, prominently featured on our website. And we would be willing to offer free general admission annual memberships to every employee in the City of London. I'm sorry, every City of London employee. Questions?
Have you been to the tourism, London Tourism?
We've spoke with tourism, yes.
We just got their packet last week.
Okay. This
Y'all,
sounds-
y'all looking into it too then, right? Y'all are
I'm
looking,
sure they'll probably be at our February meeting.
Yes.
what, Kim?
This sounds like something that would be more for tourism.
This is
I
more
don't
for
know.
everybody, I believe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
we've spoke with tourism, we've spoke with businesses, we launched our Facebook page and it had 1,200 followers overnight. Everybody's saying, I'm so excited. This is something that we go to Lexington and Knoxville all the time, and we really feel like this is an opportunity to keep people here.
It has created buzz here. I will go with you on that, but this is be something we'll have to talk about.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. You
Yes.
said discounts for employees. If we give you money, will you give discounts for the people, the residents of the city?
We're looking more towards, for our sustaining partnerships, and we've got a couple meetings to discuss those with other local businesses. We're looking for employees of the City of London would get a free annual membership for themselves to the museum from the day we open till 365 days after.
Are you a
Just, you know,
profit or non-profit?
We are for-profit, yes. We are an LLC.
I don't blame you, but
Discount.
Yeah, this is something that, as far as promoting you, you know, the city loves it. We're going to promote you, but there is going to be some legalities that we need to look at before we even broach the city, you know, funding it, because
Sure.
where you are a for-profit business, we've got to make sure that it could even be done for council to even really consider this.
Okay.
But far as promoting you in the meantime, we will promote the fire out of you. and
Awesome,
We
thank
can
you.
make sure that IT team get your guys' thing up on the city website. I'll share it on my page, and they'll share it on theirs for sure.
Awesome.
And then hopefully, maybe in March, we can have some kind of decision on what we can or cannot do.
Okay, thank
Does
you.
that sound good to council?
That sounds
Yeah, it's
great.
good.
Great.
Besides
Thanks for your time.
We
Thanks for
gotta
your
look at budget and
presentation.
stuff like that, so yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Moving on to the police chief report here.
I'm going to give you the total activity for the month of January in 2023. I'm also going to compare that activity to December of 2022. In January, we opened 75 criminal cases as compared to 50 in December of 22. We took 21 incident reports. An incident report, it would be any type of incident that doesn't necessarily fit a criminal statute or rise to the occasion of opening a criminal case. So we did 21 of those in January as compared to 18 in December. In the month of January, there were 75 collisions in the city of London. In the month of December, there was 108. So that's a reduction of auto collisions by 33. And I'm going to contribute that to this next activity. In the month of December 2022, the entire London Police Department wrote 171 traffic citations. In the month of January of 2023, the entire police department wrote 1,374 traffic citations. So there's a direct correlation, and we've always known this, there's a direct correlation to between traffic enforcement and vehicle collisions. So, you know, more traffic enforcement you work, the lower, you know, normally the lower traffic collisions that you have. In the month of January, we had 13 DUI arrests. I don't have the totals for those for the month of December. In January, we arrested 168 persons for a total of 202 criminal charges. 22 of those were drug charges. In the month of January, we answered 1,133 calls for service as compared to 1,154 in December. Calls for service is not something, I mean, you just take them as they come. Can't really control the number that you get. Also, I wanted to give you the totals for the task force, Laurel County Drug Task Force, which went operational on January 1st. We have 2 officers that are assigned to that task force full time. So this is their activity for the month of January alone. They seized 3.5 pounds of methamphetamine, which is 1.58 kilos, 1 gram of heroin, 34 grams of cocaine, 45 dosage units of oxycodone, 4.5 dosage units of Suboxone. They opened 18 criminal drug cases, seized $30,349 in U.S. currency, and seized 6 guns from the drug dealers that they arrested.
Any questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief. We're extremely proud of the PD and all the hard work of everybody over there.
Thank you.
Fire Chief, he's got his report.
Yes, for the month of January, the fire department responded to 18 1046s, which is accident with injury. We've done 10 fire alarms, 2 hazmat calls. We've done 5 car installs. We was in 183 business places pre-planning them, doing inspections for code violations. Also, while we were there, we were checking to make sure they were current on their business license. We done 11 school events, 1 vegetation fire, 6 structure fires.
Thank you, Chief. Again, any questions for Carl? We appreciate you guys over at the fire department too for all your hard work. Moving on to approval of board appointments. You guys have a list there that was put in your packet. I think we'll just go down one by one and have them approve the appointments. The first one is Todd Roberts to the London Tourism Commission. I'm seeking for you guys to confirm his appointment. Can I get a motion to confirm?
Motion confirmed.
Second? Roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Kelly? Kip?
Yeah.
The second one is Chase Carson to the London Tourism Commission.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Third one is Amber Royster to the London Tourism Commission.
Motion.
Motion, second.
Is there a second?
Yes, I think it's.
Roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
The Kyle Gray to the Board of Adjustments.
I move to approve that.
Second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Eric Edwards to the Board of Adjustments.
Monkey motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Donnie?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
Next on the list is Phil Smith to the Business Development Board.
I have a question on this one. Not that he won't make a dandy one. He's a
Okay.
good friend of mine. 2 boards.
He does not take the constitutional oath of office for this, and there's no common law conflict of interest.
I didn't take a constitutional oath for tourism either.
No.
But you had oversight of the money going into the Tourism Commission.
Yeah.
And these are 2 separate bodies that neither one of them require oaths.
Yeah.
And there's no funding from the council.
I have no problem with him doing that. We've got a lot of people out here that we could put on some of these boards and commissions.
So
And so we
on
don't
all
want to
these,
double up too much.
I know, just so we're clear though, the city, every time now we have an opening on the board, I don't select the individual alone. It's not someone that I am just placing on there. On the Facebook page of the city, every time we have an opening, you will nominate. Everybody in the city will send in nominations. We have a certain date that we close them nominations out. At the end of that, we compile them. You can stop by City Hall. We lay them right on the table as you enter in. You can see every individual that was nominated for that board for complete transparency across the city and how we're doing it. I'll generally send out something to council that we have it up there like we did with the Tourism Commission. They interject some ideals too, but again, we refer them if they have somebody that they recommend, because we want everybody to have say. That's what the nomination process is for. So every one of these individuals was nominated to be on in this process. So, again, the Business Development Board, we still have 3 positions there. We're going to reopen that back up, and we're going to push it again on the Facebook page. Again, it's not my decision alone. You have to nominate the individual and then get others in the city to push that individual as well, because that's how we're going to pick them moving forward. It's up to you, the people, and who you want on these boards or these commissions. So that's how we've arrived to this list today. Phil Smith, Business Board Development, can we get a
I don't have a problem.
motion? Second?
I'll second.
Rowe?
Johnny?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly? Yes. Kip?
Yes.
Dale Slusher on the Business Development Board. I need a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
The next one is Jill Edwards on the Ethics Board. Need a motion to approve appointment.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Donnie?
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
I would like to stress it again, that watch on the city's Facebook page, the website. We have one more appointment for the Board of Adjustments, and if you want to know what that is or what that entails, you can reach out to City Hall, or you could email one of us. You can also reach out to Larry, or come to the meetings of one of those and find out what they do. You know, again, we have one more position for there, and we're going to have 3 more for the Business Development Board. And it's up to you, the citizens that live here, to put who you want on these boards. It's taking it out of the mayor's hands and city council hands, because I believe you guys have the right to decide who's serving on what. So you have to make the nominations, and then you've got to get others to go in there and nominate them as well. So like with some of these individuals, we had literally 70 different people nominate them to be on these boards. So I'm proud of the fact that I can say, I didn't choose them, you did. Moving on from the appointments, thank you, council, for approving all the appointments. Approval to seek a grant for a front loader truck from the street department. They came to us, as you guys know, we were trying to update our equipment down there in that department alone. There is a grant for a front loader that will pay for the unit itself, but it won't pay for the chassis. So we're asked for, with understanding that this grant will pay for the whole back half of the truck, the unit itself, the compactor and all that stuff. It just does not pay for the chassis. So when it comes time, the city will have to cover the chassis. I think the chassis, we were just trying to get some rough numbers, but of course we'll open it up for bid. But they run about $180,000. This will be in the next fiscal year. Is it okay to approve, you, Kivion's going to approve us to write this grant?
Yes, I make a motion that we approve to write.
Go ahead, sorry. Second.
Yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Next, we have the tourism request, and let me say this. This has been something that's really been going across the city of what we're doing with the, this building right here. I'm very proud to say that as the mayor and city council and the tourism, we are working very closely on this project as a team, as one unit. We are not divided by any means. There is no division. So all the rumors that we're just taking the building and we're just throwing the tourism out, that is not true by far. We've had a lot of meetings at the City Hall. Council members have talked to them as well. This is a team effort. We're trying to find resolution to an issue that the city currently has, and the tourism has been a huge help in us doing this. So tonight, we wanted them to come to talk about some of their plans and ideals and to show that we're unified. There isn't no division here. So, Chris?
Thank you, Mayor. And we are working together to figure out our next step forward on this opportunity we have on this whole end of town. You know, if you're looking at this corner of Main Street between here and City Hall. And so we've met with the mayor, our committee, and we've met with some of the council. And we think our next step forward is hiring a consultant, an architect that can give us some conceptual renderings of what the solution is and what the opportunities are, and finding a real needs analysis for all of us. You know, there's a lot of great opportunity here. A lot of different moving parts, and that professional can help get us there. So that's our recommendation at this time, if you all want to take action on that. And I'll be glad to help lead that through if you all choose.
So what he's basically asking is we're going to set up a committee consisting of 3 of you council members, and is it going to be 3 of you?
Yeah.
So there'll be 6 in total to work as a team to find a solution on both sides, and then report back. They'll report back to the tourism, and you guys report back here so the public will know, and we'll move forward. So I'm looking for approval to start a committee to work with the Tourism Commission. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Yep.
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
How are we going to choose the members
So,
of the
yeah,
committee?
I know that would be the mayor's decision to do. What I would like to do is get the involvement from the community out of the 6 of you guys. So it's again, the people picking it. We'll put it on Facebook. You guys choose the council member that you would like to serve in that committee itself. That way, we don't hurt feelings, and it takes it out of mine and puts it on the public, right? So that's my suggestion. Let the public decide what council members they want there.
I agree.
Are you guys good with that?
Sounds good.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Wait, I've got more. One action item is at Levi Jackson, the cabins that are placed next to the clubhouse. The building inspector and Mackie Williams have met on those a couple times. There's no saving of those structures. They can't be rehabbed or, you know, more than 60% of the cost of renovating those. They're condemnable most likely. So we would like to ask for permission to remove those structures, and we'll go through the proper channels to make sure that's done appropriately.
It's the cabins.
Next to the clubhouse above the amphitheater. And they've, you know, the state let them go for decades, and so it's yes.
They're like bunkhouses.
Yeah, they were.
I'll make a motion that we raise those.
Donnie had a good point.
To destroy them, Donnie made a very
Yeah,
good
I think we are surplus.
We
I'm
c-
surprised if people would like to.
You can go that route first, and if you get it, they're not as, the wood isn't as good as you think it might be, but, yeah.
That's a good idea, man.
At least
Try.
looking into.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second her, brother.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a motion to surplus.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it could be.
And I would like to remind you all, I left you all some notes, won't take much of your time. Our meeting on February 21st with Chandler Thinks, we'll have a good lunch and a good presentation that day. Action items since in January, the commission voted to start the feasibility study with Pinnacle Sports for an indoor sports facility. You can talk to me more about that. We hired the architect for the redesign of Levi Jackson Amphitheater. So that whole space we'll be looking at those concepts the next few months. The fairgrounds, we've taken the action the same way, hiring David Zacco with EtherWorks to work with our landscape architect on that master plan. So that will be coming together this spring. And a project that we'd all been working on with both the library and Somerset Community College on a walking trail at college campus over at the Wellness Park, Community College Library. It would be a 1-mile loop around the whole property. That hope to get a grant on that this spring. But the first big step was getting approval from the community college, and we got that on Friday. So that was great news, yeah. So thank you all.
Thank you guys for all your hard work over there. Next thing on the agenda is the conduct of legislative body meetings. Councilman Stacy, I think, is going to
Well,
lead us in this.
everybody's got copies, I assume, that I got from KLC.
Yeah.
So we don't have an ordinance to establish our conduct here, and I like to see one. It might prevent some of the talking over each other, and give everybody a set amount of time to speak. Hopefully there's something like that. So I got a copy from the Kentucky League of Cities, and something that other councils use. It has a few blanks on it that need to be filled in. So what I'm asking is that you each take this home with you, look it over, see any parts that you want to eliminate. We can use any or all parts of it. And there's a few places to put in some dates and times and things you might find interesting, and just consider it. And I'd like to see it maybe put on the next agenda, and we can either pass something or not pass something. However you want to do it.
I actually like it when we talk over each other, but.
You like
that's just
that
me,
part,
yeah.
yeah? That's because you're the talker.
Makes it more interactive, yeah, more exciting, you know?
Yes. Most
Man,
places
pretty-
use it, so, at least some form of this.
So if it's something you guys really consider about doing is this ordinance, just kindly keep me in the loop through email that you guys are considering this, and we'll make sure we get it on the agenda.
It's
I'll
also
tell you
something we
this.
can consider part of, right? Yeah,
And
we
then,
can-
and Megan
we
did
can make it our
recommend
own.
one part of it. And I will tell you this, you asked about some training, cost us about $600. A couple hours from KLC, and plus mileage, and we mapped about how much. And they said they could do it in the spring. So I don't know, you blame them or
Might be educational too.
also.
for us, you know.
When Stacy and I talked some about this, reviewed, and at the last KLC meeting that most of you attended, there was some discussion about this. And Kip, what you said about all or a part of it, that's important to consider. If you watch the General Assembly in regular session or special session, you'll see a lot of these points of order and parliamentary inquiry and things like that that are a part of this being brought up. I don't know if you want to adopt those sorts of things as a part of this.
I noticed that.
I would be for leaving some of that out myself,
Yeah.
on initial concept, but.
Okay, then they did recommend it just following section C, possibly,
Yeah.
not for something for us. If we could just establish some time for people to speak,
Yeah.
even if it's 2 minutes and not 10 minutes, and just a little bit of structure there, might help people.
Just remember, tonight, for example, there's not that much public speaking, members of the public. Remember, it's a council meeting for you all to conduct council business rather than a public forum. There will be other things that come up that are public forums that are different than what we're doing. So consider that. I'm not saying it's not important, but consider how much you want to open that door. And if there is a very controversial issue, I've been to meetings like that, and there's, several people that want to speak at that. How do you make selections as to who speaks, especially if they don't want someone speaking for them? So consider all that. You can address that as a part of this if you want to.
It might be nice to leave that part optional, depending on what the topic is for the meeting, if there was a reason for people to address it.
It may be good, Stacy, if you don't mind, if they have comments or suggestions, that they send those to me
That's fine.
or you, and we can exchange those. We want to be
Sounds
careful about avoiding an open meetings issue.
Correct.
But I
understand.
think sending comments that way before the meeting might be helpful.
Okay. You think we can add it on to next month's agenda and get it over with?
Yeah.
One way or the other?
Absolutely.
Mayor, speaking of adding something on the agenda, I had asked Marcy to put something on here, and I think she talked to you about it, but these guys want to talk to us about a car show, and
Dale
they've sat here
Slusher?
for 2 hours.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Can we do that now?
Yeah.
I was trying to relieve them. You guys may be so excited you want to stay for this whole meeting, but
Bill-
you
Bill's
sit
not
through a lot of
busy.
ordinances,
He's all right.
and I thought, man, we can give you a break and let you go. Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Slusher.
I've got a metal building down here on East Fifth Street that was built a lot of years ago. My dad and I started fooling with Corvairs probably 40 years ago. The hobby probably became too much of an obsession. Gotten rid of a lot of the cars, still getting rid of some more, but I've got tons of parts. So what I was thinking about doing was inviting some fellow Corvair owners, just have kind of like an open house for myself and, bring them all together, let them come through, sell some stuff. Well, Specialty Restorations is in that old London Bucket building, which adjoins my property. And those guys fool mainly with Corvettes. And I've got to know those guys. And they've got an unbelievable operation, if you've never been down there. But I said, hey, would you guys want to throw in with me? Because I want to use a little bit of their property too. They've got some open property. And yeah, they said, sure. But really what we want to do is just more of a swap meet and, open my place, open their place up to let people come in. And then we're going to do some car display with it as well. No real judging, no, we might have some people's choice or something like that, but really not a big deal. And it's all going to be on private property, between their property and my property. And that's about all we want to do. But I was told I needed to get some kind of permit to do that, so.
Well, approval, I think, I don't know what the legalities, I'd ask.
Basically, kind of like picking, just basically picking, like the pickers.
Yeah,
But
or if you could imagine just doing a flea market on that property for Corvette and Corvair parts for
What's
2
your
days,
date and time, Bill?
Well, I'm wanting to do it probably on May 19th and 20th is what I'm looking at right now. That's a Friday and a Saturday.
Okay.
Larry,
The only
what
thing
we
you
got
would really
is
need is a business license. You'll need to do that, and you can come by City Hall. And then if you suspect that it's going to be a traffic issue, then get up with the chief, the PD.
There could be 10 people show up, there might be 50. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is the business license.
Well, I'm not opposed to doing that, but I mean, this is like a one-time deal. I mean, it'd be like having to go buy a business license if you were having a yard sale or a flea market. So,
Now, council can waive it. They do have the ability to waive the business license.
I don't see any reason for a business
Car
license.
shows, I don't think he's putting on a car show is what it is. Sounds like.
Motion to waive.
I think that falls under the.
Car show's an exaggeration.
I think
Kim.
it's
Well, yeah, but-
$100. That license, about $100 a year.
I make a motion to waive it. But
I'll second.
Yeah. Wait.
So they took care of it for you.
All right, appreciate that. I will ask this.
Yes.
Does the city have any kind of deal or availability for like a couple of porta potties? That might be handy.
We don't have any porta potties, no.
Okay,
Yeah, we farm those out and we have it.
okay. Well, I'll take care of that then, so. Yeah, that shouldn't be a big deal. But that, and I mean, this isn't for profit, you know, we don't plan on really charging people. The only thing we might do for the participants that want to display either their Corvettes or their Corvairs, if we have a People's Choice or something, might charge a nominal fee just to cover the trophies, and that's about it, so.
That's
So
awesome.
where's it gonna be?
I look forward to
Be right down here on East Fifth Street, basically just down the hill from the mayor's property there. And
Okay.
then at the old London Bucket property.
Okay, right there.
Yeah.
Where you got where you live. Okay,
We look forward to it.
thanks.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys.
Okay?
Next thing on the agenda.
Appreciate everybody's time.
Yep. Next thing on the agenda is proving the vehicle owned by Randall Weddle. So the old mayor vehicle we gave to one of the IT guys, because we, of course, short some vehicles. I bought a vehicle, and in doing so, I want to loan it to the city till the end of my term, or whenever they decide to boot me out, and 4 to 8 years or whatever. So I would just like for you guys to approve me loaning that vehicle to the city. I didn't want to burden the city with trying to get another vehicle, so that's why me and Victoria decided to do this.
This is
Thanks.
the vehicle you drive, or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of driving what the last mayor had. He's going to-
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, as long as all the liability issues are taken care of as far as.
Yeah, there's no expense to the city. The only expense that there would be is, of course, we would title it through government tags, and it would be in the city's name until the end of my term. And that's just what
That would put it
KLC,
under our blanket insurance.
that is correct. And KLC, that was their suggestion to keep everything clean.
Save a bunch of money. Thank you.
I make
Yeah,
a
I have
motion
a problem
to
I second
accept.
it.
Second, roll call.
Stacy?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kip?
Affirmative.
The next thing we have, we'll go through just real quick. We have contracts, several employees. These contracts, I suppose you guys have looked over. The city has, if anybody furthers their education within their department, essentially, the city would help them, whether it's certification or sending them to college to do so. The only thing that I wanted to do moving forward is require that employee that we're investing into to be here for a certain amount of time. So I asked Larry to construct a contract saying that if we send you and we're paying money, then we want you to stay here for 5 years. I don't want to be paying out money, since it's in the policy we do it, for someone, and then as soon as they get their education, they're going to another city on us. So most of these contracts are in that regard, except for one. I think it is the K-9 unit. But the first one on Jared Hale, I just need you guys to approve me to be able to sign this contract with Jared.
These, we've been doing this for a while with the police, where we have, even before the statute allowed us to do it, we were contracting. So if we sent them to law enforcement school, they had to stay with us that number of years. If they went to another agency, another policing agency, then that policing agency had to pay us for sending them to the school. So this is essentially the same. I apologize for my voice tonight. It's terrible.
Can I get a motion to approve the signing of this contract with Jared?
Do we have to do them all each individually?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Same thing with this next one with
Stacy,
Yes.
Kelly, Kip.
Jonathan, Ryan Jackson. This is the contract that we have on K-9 units. Is this something new that yous are doing, Larry, or have yous been doing it?
We had one contract before. It was different than this. But this essentially will eliminate some overtime pay. So it saves the city in that regard.
So can I get approval for this contract with the K-9 unit?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Stacy, Kelly, Kip.
Same thing with the Kevin here. He's a firefighter. He's going in. We're going to be essentially paying him while he's there, getting his training. Again, we're investing in him. We want him to invest into the city. So I just need your approval to sign this contract. If I can get a motion of approval.
Motion.
Second? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Same thing with Jake. Just need your guys' approval to sign contract. Same concept. We're investing in him. We'd also like for him to invest in our city for a 5-year period.
I move to approve it.
Second?
Second.
Donnie.
Yes.
Yes.
Kelly, Kip. Kip.
Next on the agenda is approval of surplus property from the street department. The garage approached me. They had a lot of stuff they do not utilize. They want to be able to sell. So if you look through your packet there, you will see the items. I'm just looking for approval to surplus.
I make a motion to surplus.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kip.
Next, same thing, approval surplus property by the police department. On the list you will see there, they've got several vehicles there they would like to surplus and auction out. Just seeking approval to surplus this property.
I'll make the motion.
Kelly, are
Second,
you second?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 next thing on the agenda is accept the bid for the 2022 Dodge Durango, the PPV. This is for the police department. We opened it up for bids. I just need approval to accept this bid.
This is replacing the car, I guess.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well,
I make a motion to
Second.
accept.
second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kip.
A few more things here, and then we'll be going into an executive session. It wasn't on the agenda, but we have a matter that we need to discuss. But first, I wanted to make it to where city council is active throughout the city as well by talking to some of you guys. One, we're going to be looking at redoing our development code enforcement ordinance. So we are going to work with Larry and some other attorneys. So we want to set up a committee of city council members consisting of 3 that will be responsible in making London a more business-friendly city, getting rid of some of the redundancy and the strict ordinances that we don't need. So I'm just seeking for your approval to create this, and the same process, the citizens will select the committee members. Can I get a motion
I'll
to
make
approve?
that motion.
Second?
Second.
Holly. Stacy. Kelly. Kip.
Through rearranging some of the funds and some of the actions we've done by taking office, council has been tremendous help to the mayor's office, and I'm so glad that we have such a great relationship. We've been able to reposition funds, and by doing so, it's going to allow us to be able to work on some much-needed projects throughout the city. So I'm wanting to create a sidewalk committee and street committee through council. Again, citizens can come to those council members that, again, you select, and you can tell them of issues that you're having throughout the city, whether it be a road or sidewalk. This committee will come back to council. They will submit their findings, and we will approve through the budget or funds to fix that project. I will work closely with that committee. We know there's a lot of things in the city that need to be done, and all of us making a promise through campaigning that we were going to fix these issues. We felt like this committee was much needed, and it gave you guys a voice with your council members. So I would just like to move for approval to create this committee. It's the Street Sidewalk Committee.
Motion approved.
Second
Second.
motion.
Again, you guys watch Facebook. I can't stress it enough. For your board appointments, for your commission appointments, for your committees, selecting what council members you want to serve on these committees. It's important that you get involved with this, because that's how your voice is heard as a citizen. Other than that, we have, council don't have any other thing to discuss. We're going to go into executive session.
I need a vote first.
The purpose of the executive session would be for property acquisition and personnel.
So can we get a
I need
motion to approve?
I need a vote on the sidewalk committee first. Donnie?
Yes.
Hollis? Stacy? Kelly?
Yes. Will there be anything else?
And now we need a motion to go into executive
I
session.
make a motion to go into executive session.
Hang on just a second. Raj, I think Raj wanted to speak here.
I thought on the agenda tonight you was discussing the turning Field Street into one-way.
No, council decided to take that off.
Okay. What are you gonna do with the Field Street?
Temporarily, we took it off temporarily, I think.
It was brought to my attention that there is somebody bringing up a petition.
Petition right here.
Uh-huh. Do you want to bring that over here?
This is from the people from Willow Street over to Locust Street.
Okay,
And it's not all the people, it's some of the people that opposes us.
okay,
When we look at this, everybody on Field Street has a driveway, but they won't park in it.
okay,
And we go down the road and they're washing their cars. You can go down through there and whenever they're having the chicken festival and they've actually got trash cans and orange cones up, do not park here, but they can park there all year long.
so you guys are suggesting,
We're just suggesting tell them to put them in the driveway.
so remove all vehicles from
vehicles.
Fifth Ways?
Yeah, but they got driveways,
Right,
they just don't use them.
so, and this is what this,
That's what that's about, it's opposing and turning Field Street into one way.
and take them off the
Take
streets.
them off the streets, yes.
So we will get this petition copied and emailed to you guys, the city clerk will.
Yes. More people here with it, we have it's hard for a lot of people to come here at 5:30 nights a day. If you come up on the street I live on, 116 Pearl Street, people don't even have a front yard because they make roads to put their cars in.
Right,
You know, we don't consider that, we pay taxes, and why should we come down and go down 4th Street and come back up Main Street, and 5th Street, just go to Walmart or the post office or go eat or something, because a few elite people want to park in the middle of the road. See?
so you got a petition, council. I mean, is this something that you want to hear tonight, or do you?
Well, I think we could probably hear it when the other petition is turned in, right? Would we want to do,
I mean, do you want to set them both for March?
yeah,
Well,
because
I'll-
we've been told that there's one coming, so I would think that we need to discuss it.
With all due respect, I'm not interested in hearing it tonight.
So we will get this petition to council, and we'll take the two petitions, and
If you, he can email them to us and we'd be happy to look at it, absolutely, yeah.
Who has the
So we put it on for March?
I don't know, I have no idea.
I don't,
I don't know.
Are we gonna put it on for March then?
yeah, we'll put it on for March.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Need a motion to go into executive section. Second? Roll call. Oh, hold on a minute.
So we were here to address
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. The contract is very one-sided, and we all find it very concerning. I think it's a great concept, but the city would take full responsibility for anything that goes on, and that is our concern with it. The whole language of that contract puts 100% liability on the city. Not only that, the upkeep of the box. So in our discussions, that's been the greatest concern with the city attorney and KLC. There is a lot of concern around the verbiage in your contract.
Well, it's not my personal contract, it's the Safe Haven Baby Boxes contract. But what did the Kentucky League of Cities say? Because Corbin just signed theirs last week for us.
I know, I talked with the city attorney in Corbin about it too, and he recognizes that it is so one-sided. I've never seen a contract like that. City pays completely for everything, even an express or implied warranty on the box, they shifted to the city, all of the liability. You know, if the city council wants to approve it, they can certainly do that, but they assume 100%, I don't mean 99, 100% of the liability for anything that goes wrong, anything.
I would be interested in negotiations.
They won't negotiate, Kip. I've talked with them.
We have, Larry has tried to get the verbiage changed. But again, if it's something you guys want to do, you have the power and the ability to do it.
It would have to be negotiated down from what it is now.
Yeah, I don't think we could take on 100%
But I would be
liability
willing
for
to
something like that.
definitely do it. You know,
I
if
mean,
we could we'd get some better terms on it.
Am I to understand Corbin has one? I was
Corbin
told that.
signed theirs, we signed our contract with Corbin 2 weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
there's also another neighboring county city that has not officially signed, but are going forward with the box as well.
Well, that's
People-
great. If
It's
gonna be
awesome
one,
what
that's
you,
great
the
that they're
concept's
doing.
awesome. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
So where's theirs gonna be in Corbin? Do you know?
Corbin Fire Department.
Gonna be at the fire department
Yeah.
there.
But I think one of the things that concerned us is like CHI here would not even agree.
So putting a box at the hospital, you don't offer the privacy. You have staff turnover where at the fire department, there's specific policy to certain trainings, to certain people. The policy can be right down to the person that has to respond.
And then the second thing that was, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we are required to have an EMT on staff 24 hours a day.
Not correct.
Yes, that is correct.
That's in the
So
contract.
So, and I'm not sure, and I can find out more information about that, but the site that we actually visited, they don't have an EMT on staff 24/7, but they have in their policy that they contact EMS.
That is not what's required in the contract.
So that's the little things that we were looking at, because our fire department does not currently have an EMT 24 hours a day there. We will have to, we were looking at, we would have to staff that to put this box in.
I can find out further information about that, because we do know there are other fire departments that do not have an EMT full-time.
Well, they may be in violation of the contract. I don't know about theirs, I know this one. The hospital will not do this. And if they won't do it with nurses and medical staff on hand, that ought to be a red flag.
I think it's more so the privacy of the person who would be placing their infant in the box, because there's no, it defeats the purpose of having a safe location. It defeats the purpose of, you've all been to the hospital, you have to walk all the way through the parking lot to get to the only place that you could go to. It's gonna decrease the amount or the opportunity for a family to.
It could be placed at a private location at the hospital, but they won't discuss this. They won't even consider it. And there's not that much privacy at the fire department. It's located next door to a basketball court, and, a lot of people moving in and out of the fire department. I'm not sure the interest of privacy is really is going to be better addressed at the fire department than it would at the hospital. But it is the liability that's the greatest concern.
Again, it's a great concept, great what it does and its purpose it serves. It's just, I think as a city elected officials, we have the due diligence to protect the taxpayers' money. And I would hate to be in a position to where we don't have someone there 24 hours a day. Someone puts the baby in a box, it's not known, or something malfunctions, and then where are we left as a city? So we're looking at it as a business side of this, and that contract is very one-sided. And the biggest thing is having an EMT on staff 24 hours a day just for that box. It's in the contract itself. So again, that's something that council will have to approve, and they're aware of the situation. They've been talking with the city attorney, some of them have, and if council wants to, we can put you guys back on the agenda in March.
If you all want back on the agenda in March, I would put it to you all. If you all want back on there, we'd be happy to put you on there.
Mr. Bryson has been in contact and discussing the contract, but I would love the opportunity to reach out and see how the other agencies without a full-time EMT are at least addressing that issue.
Some of our concerns need
Well,
to be addressed.
then I would just remove that portion out of the contract. If there's no other cities, beholden to that, then take it out of the contract. But from what I've been told is everything in that contract, nobody's willing to remove one portion or part of it.
If you want to reach out to them, maybe.
There is a reason for requiring an EMT to be there. That's another issue that seems to be better addressed by having this located at the hospital with medical staff.
Who assumes responsibility if a baby is left at the fire department and it's
Nobody
just left
sees
there?
it.
If nobody sees it, nobody notices that it's there, who assumes that responsibility?
The city.
You mean it's like it's left on a doorstep or something? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant in the box.
That's what I meant.
No, if we did not provide a service and someone left there, then we would not have the liability. But this is opening the door saying we provide a service, and if we fail in that service, then we are open to a huge liability. If someone comes and places a baby at the steps of the fire or the PD, then again, they're doing that on their own free will. We're not saying that we're accepting babies here at this location.
The safe haven law says you are, because that is a proper place to surrender.
There are several people, several agencies that are, not just the fire department, police departments and others. Yeah, I know, I'm familiar with that law. But to single out the fire department and say the baby box is here and this is where you put a baby. I know it sounds like we're against babies when we say no to this. And we're not against babies. It's just we got to make sure that we want to assume this great liability. And the fact that other people, even the manufacturer of the baby box, says, we're making no warranties on this box, express or implied, indicates it's not a good situation to be in. Why do they want to do that?
I wish I could answer that, but I can't.
It's a beautiful concept. It's a beautiful concept.
Great concept. It's just the liability side of it that council needs to consider. We can put them back on, I think Kip said that he wants to put you back in March.
If they want back on there, they expressed that they wanted to reach back out to them and see, and I think it's worth hearing you guys out again,
And if you
we just need it mediated down to where we can handle the terms.
If you get a different answer, be sure and let me know in advance so I can see what they're willing to do. But the answer that I received was nothing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We're going to move into executive session now that we've got, did you do roll call on it?
Donnie?
Yes.
Molly? Stacy?
Julie?
Kelly?
How are you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good attitude, girl.
Most people that know me should be scared.
Yeah.